and welcome to another Lawn Fawn video. Today we are introducing our brand new set, Pizza My Heart, and its coordinating dies. This set is so cute, so let's check it out. First up, we have the traditional round pizza, and then we have a super cute heart-shaped pizza too. Then we have a pizza slice, of course, and a pizza box. And then we have all of these fun toppings. We have an anchovy, a tomato slice, basil, green pepper, red pepper, some open and solid bacon, a solid pepperoni, an olive and a heart-shaped olive. These could either be ham chunks or pineapple chunks, both open and solid, mushroom, both open and solid, open and solid either piece of onion or piece of meat, ham. We have an open pepperoni, and these fun little grated cheese pieces. And you can see you could stamp them all around, all over the pizza. We have a large smiley face, a small little girl smiley face, and another small face, and this great little mustache face too. Here we have two hearts, and those can also be pepperoni hearts too. And a pizza slicer, of course. Here is a little bit of steam for the pizza. And then we have this straight line stamp, and that's to create the slices on your pizza. So you can stamp it at all angles to create slices. So it's just a nice straight line. And then we have great sentiments. We have, you have a pizza my heart, no matter how you slice it, and then two things that can go around under it. We're an awesome combination, or you are the greatest. And then we have my favorite sentiment, and that's the all of you. And of course, we have an exclamation point to add to the ends of all the phrases. Now I'm going to use my Copic markers to color in the pizza. Now the way that I have found that I really like to color the cheese is to pretty much be as messy as possible. So I'm adding those dark parts in and then blending it in and making sure that all those edges of the dark spots are really kind of lumpy and messy. And then I'm touching the light marker to the darker marker to just blend those edges out. And you can see I'm just kind of almost scribbling it, and by doing that it makes it look like toasty cheese on a pizza. So now I'm going to repeat the same exact thing on the heart-shaped pizza, and I'm just putting these little blobby, messy, dark areas and then blending those out to the light in the middle. It really gives it a nice little toasty cheese look. Now I'm going to be using these three colors here to color the crusts. And depending on how toasty you want your crust to look or not, you could just use E31 and E34, or you can add in the E37 for a really nice crispy crust. So I'm just blending those out and just kind of moving all the way around the circle. So next here I am going to grab the lightest marker again and start filling in the whole crust, kind of making the area wet so it makes it easier to blend in. Now I can take my medium marker and go along the edges. And as you see, I'm making it really messy. I don't want a perfect line because then it won't really look like the imperfect toastiness of a pizza. So really make things as messy as possible and then just blend them. So now dark to medium, blending that in. And I'm left with a really cool, really toasty edge there. Now I'm going to repeat the same thing on my heart. And you'll see that I just start on one side of it because I don't want the markers to dry out, so I want to be able to blend them together. So I kind of keep moving my way all the way around the pizza and blending those in. You can see once again those really imperfect edges really gives it a nice toasty look. And now this time I'm just adding the darker marker in just a few spots, so it looks kind of like it's maybe a little burnt in some spots, and I thought that was kind of cool. So here now I'm working on one of the pizza slices, and this one I am going to try to make it a little bit lighter. Those two pizzas were pretty toasty, so this time I've left out the E37 completely. And when I do the cheese, I'm actually going to use this Y32 marker, which is another lighter yellow, just to get a little bit more of a lighter cheese, and I'm only using the dark in the very top area. And so it really gives it a nice light look. And there you can see a really toasty piece. So you can really play around with your markers and see what works to get the kind of pizza you like. Now I'm going to go ahead and color this little pizza slicer here. I really like those toner grays for metal. I think it looks really cool. And then I'm going to color the handle dark here, but I think it'd be fun to color it red or maybe kind of like a brown, like it was a wooden handle. I think that'd be really cool. And then now I'm going to work on the pizza box. So I wanted it to look kind of like that white pizza box, it's not really white, you know, so that's why I'm using these warm grays and just blending their medium to light and just kind of having fun with it and blending up into the middle, and then adding a little bit of darkness there on the front part of the pizza box. I really think that makes it kind of stand out, just putting that darkness right in the edges. And then I'm going to color this stripe red. I love that classic white and red pizza box, so that's what I was thinking of here. So I'm starting with the R22, and even though it's really pink, it helps me kind of wet the paper and blend the reds together, and it gives it some nice lightness in the middle of that pizza area. And I'm just putting that darkest red right on the edges and blending it out. Now here we have the dies, and so I'm just going to use my little metal snips to snip them apart and have some nice clean edges. And then I can line them up with my stamped images, hold them in place with some Post-it note tape, run it through my die cut machine, and have perfectly cut out pieces. I just love it. So now I've got my slices and my different shaped pizzas, and I'm ready to start creating. So now is the fun part, and that's decorating these pizzas. So here I'm starting with my mushrooms, and I'm using our dough ink for the mushrooms and cranberry ink for the pepperoni, and these colors work really well, I think. And then some black licorice ink for the smiley face, and some Noble Fur ink for the green peppers. And I just love decorating the pizza. It's one of my favorite things. I think it'd be a really fun activity for kids too. And now I've used my new 4-bar stitch rectangles, and I'm making a card base that's 3 by 4 3/8. So it's just a really tiny card, but I like the idea of small Valentines. And I really wanted to create a bunch of Valentines today that would be easy to reproduce. So these are super simple, perfect for making lots for maybe your kids' class or for people at work, just really fun. And then here I have my Misty tool, and I have the "You Have a Pizza My Heart" sentiment. And I want to stamp this in 2 different colors. So I've got my little strip of craft cardstock there, and I'm going to cover up the word pizza with a piece of Post-it note tape, just like that. And that will make it so that I'm masking off that area. I can ink up the rest of my sentiment and then remove those little Post-it pieces and stamp it down, and now the outside parts of the sentiment are going to be in black. And that's because I want pizza to be in red. I thought that would look really, really cool. So I'm going to do the same exact thing now, but this time I'm going to mask off the other parts of the sentiment, use some lobster ink for the pizza, peel those pieces off, and just move my Misty tool just like that. And because everything's held in place, I can now stamp the pizza part of my sentiment and have a really cool multicolored sentiment. So now to flag the ends of the spanners, I'm going to cut a slit down the middle, and then I'm going to meet the bottom point with the top of my slit with my scissors. And I'm going to create a flag end this way, and then I'll repeat that on the other side. And I can just line that edge up with the slit, cut it, and now I have that cute little flagged end. And now I can put together my super simple Valentine. So I'm putting the pizza on with some foam adhesive and also the sentiment for some foam adhesive. Since it's so simple, it gives it a little something. And now I have this great little mini Valentine that is just too cute. And here is a final look at that card. Now next I wanted to make a super simple tag, and I wanted to use the "All of You" sentiment because it's one of my favorites. So I'm stamping that out and just trimming it down. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp a new pizza. So I had first done it with the circle pizza without a smiley face, and I just love smiley faces. I had to have a smiley face. So I decided to do the heart-shaped pizza, cover it in heart-shaped olives and that little smiley face, and use that for the circle tag here. And I used the largest stitch circle tag for that. So I'm going to replace that boring pizza with a smiley pizza and just use some foam tape to put both the heart-shaped pizza and the "All of You." And you can see how quickly this tag comes together. I grabbed some red and black lawn trimmings there to tie in the top. I thought that went nicely with the theme. And a super quick tag that you can make a ton of. Now I wanted to work with those cute little slices. So first I have the new largest of the stitched hearts, and then the second largest of the plain hearts. And I'm going to layer those 2 together. So now I've stamped "No matter how you slice it, you're the greatest." And I've trimmed that down, and I'm doing that same flagged end technique. And I'm going to score a standard size card here, so right there at 4 1/4, and it's by 5 1/2. I'm going to fold that score line down really well, take that large stitched heart and leave a little bit of the top of the heart over that folded line of the card. And then once I've got that in place, I can put down my tape, run it through my die cut machine, and you'll see here when I remove the tape that because those pieces were hanging off, that part of the card didn't get cut. So now I have a heart-shaped card base to work with, which I think is so cool and so fun for Valentine's. So there you can see the card. So now I can put my red one right on top. And then I'm going to use some foam tape for my pink heart. And then now I can layer my pizza slices and this great sentiment on there. And I just love it. Oh, and by the way, how much do you want to order a pizza right now? Because I am like desperate for pizza. So now I decided to add some stitching lines with a white gel pen. I thought that would be kind of fun around that pink heart. Kind of ties the white in of the sentiment. And there is this cute heart-shaped card that I think would make anyone's day. Now I wanted to show you two cards by Yanea because I thought they were so clever. I love how she cut into the pizza for this one and then has the slice on the side. I think it looks so cool. And then I wanted to show you how she used that straight line stamped to have the slices of the pizza. I just think that looks so fun, and I love the idea of creating this pizza, kind of your own pizza pattern paper. And then here is a look at the 3 simple projects from today. These would be really, really fun to do with kids' classrooms. You could have them decorate the pizzas. I think that would be so fun. And these are nice, simple, easy to reproduce designs. And I love that they work for masculine cards too. Because really, what guy doesn't love pizza? Well, who doesn't love pizza of all people? It's one of the best foods ever. But I love that this is great for masculine cards. A lot of Valentine sets sometimes are really feminine, so I thought it'd be fun to have a set that's super masculine that guys are gonna love too. So this is Pizza My Heart and its coordinating dies. And I made 3 simple cards with them. I just love coloring these pizzas in. It's so fun. And then being able to stamp your own toppings is just wonderful. I just think that's the most fun of it, is decorating your pizza however you would like it. And so I just cannot wait to see what kind of cool pizzas you guys come up with. So make sure to share them with us. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an absolutely amazing and pizza-filled day. Bye.